What's up guys, this is Seiji Kasensai and welcome back again sa ating Bura-Bura course live stream. So right now, pang tatlong try namin ulit to. Kaso lang, unfortunately, nawala yung aming tatlong kasama. Okay, so anyway, babalik natin sila right afterwards this course, okay? So, for the meantime, let's talk about another method or strategy in teaching, which is project-based method. Tama ba? Yun yung report natin. Okay? So, pakilala ko ulit ang ating mga discussant. First, we have Sir John Paul Nueva. Hello! Ayun, may lumabas doon sa likod. Naka-off mic mo.
So, ayun, nakita nyo, mama ko po iyon. Again, John Paul Pinares Nueva from Barangay Kotlogan. So, nawala man yung tatlo, nakakalungkot kasi wala silang signal. Sana naman makisama rin yung kuryente dito sa amin kasi kung mawalan kami ng kuryente, mawawala na rin talaga. Mawawala na rin to. Kaya sana naman makisama ang lahat para matapos na to. Yun lang, thank you. And shout out pala sa BN2A. Hello!
Yun! So kakaloka, lumabas si Nani. Pati si Mami nagulat. Ano nangyari doon? Pati sira mo nakikig. Nakita yung sarili dyan sa ano. Anyway, thank you very much, Sir John Paul. Let's proceed now po sa akin next discussion. We have Ma'am Sheila May Jacobe. Hello, Ma'am.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. So, binabati ko po ang mga taga-Ponso, especially sa District 5, si Lola Merlis Birthing Home, tapos si JB Arnopia po. Tsaka sila mama.
Hello. Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. Okay, shout out sa mga taga-Ponso. Pulangi Albay. Okay, and ang panguli nating discussed today is Sir Daryl Carino. Hello, sir. Kamusta ka dyan?
Hello sir, good afternoon everyone. Binabati ko nga pala yung mga kabarangay ko dito sa Santa Teresita, Pulangi, Albay, most especially yung mga taga Zone 6.
Ayan.
Hello sa inyo.
Okay. So, yun. Ngayon, so tatlo na lang apat na lang kami, nawala yung ang tawag ba dito? Yung tatlong reporters natin. But anyway, hopefully matapos namin itong live stream ngayon. So sana daw makisama ang ating kuryente at ating mga ISP or Internet Service Provider. Okay? So medyo mabagal yung internet natin ngayon. Okay? So let's start now po sa ating topic for today, which is strategies in teaching. Okay? So let's proceed now po sa ating first discussion. Okay? Hello, Sir John Paul Nueva.
So again, hello again. Good day, everyone. I'm John Paul Pinares Nueva, together with Sheila May Jacobe and Daryl N. Carino. And this afternoon, we are going to discuss to you everything about project-based learning. Next. Before we proceed to our discussion, let's first have the objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students are expected to define the meaning of project-based learning and learn the important elements to be considered in project-based learning. And last, know the benefits of project-based learning. Next, sir.
Ayan na.
Project-based learning. So project-based learning. According to John Larmer, project-based learning is increasingly popular in K-12 schools, not just in the United States, but around the world. And hindi siya yung ginagamit natin ngayon, then later on mawawala, then again gagamitin, then mawawala ulit. Project-based learning is a teaching method that allows students to gain knowledge, but by requiring them to work for an extended period of time to investigate a complex problem or question. So dito, yung student, nag-gain sila ng knowledge ng learning nila through project na pinapagawa sa kanila ng kanilang teacher. So students are given the freedom and opportunity to explore real-world problems and develop a deeper and more enriched understanding. Bumubuo ng isang mas malalim at mas mayamang pag-uunawa.
Sa ano? Pag-unawa sa ano?
Sa ano po? Opo. According to Bach Institute of Education, they claim that project-based learning is become permanent in 21st century education, and there are several reasons. First reason is project-based learning is a way to engage students in learning. So we all know that we students wants to learn more about and become active. We use to get information through technology, especially nowadays that we done online class. We use different social media platforms for us to continue our studies, to collaborate with our classmates, and unlike before that we are just sitting in our desk listening to our teachers worksheet, doing our worksheets and textbooks assignments, it is not stimulating and not student learn best. For example, we have an exam tend to memorize everything what does the teacher tell or teach. It is not much current thinking about how our brain works. That's why, according to John Dewey, next post, sir.
Ayoko nga.
So, ayaw kong i-next ni sir, kaya ipagpapatuloy ko pa rin.
Yan, yun ang tama.
According to John Dewey, learning by doing. So, what do we mean by this quote of John Dewey? Learning by doing is people learn best through hand-on approach. A student will learn better if he or she will do it himself or herself. This means that the student must adapt to their environment in order to learn. And here are another reason why project-based learning is here to stay, because it is an enjoyable way to teach, not and engage to the students, not only to the students, but to the teachers also. So
ano?
the Common Core and other recently adopted state standards ask students to think critically, solve real-world problems. Sir, pabak po. Solve real problems, communicate and collaborative with these diverse others, building, speaking, and listening skills. These kind of competencies are also called success skills. So, ayan. Paano ba to? Charot. These kind of competencies are also called success skills, 21st century skills, and college and career readiness skills, and they appear in some of almost every school and district mission statement today compared to the most traditional forms of instruction. Project-based learning is one of the most effective ways to build these skills. Next poster.
Anong next?
Next is the project-based learning in social studies.
Yan yung hinihintay natin, di ba?
Yes.
So paano ba natin gamitin yung project-based learning strategy pagdating sa araling panlipunan? Okay, so Sir Paul, explain natin kung paano siya ituturo or gagawin. Okay?
Ito po pala. We all know that social studies are being viewed as the boring subject, especially during our high school. Kasi madalas nating itanong, bakit pag-aaralan pa natin to? Nakaraan na yan, tapos naman yan. Ano yung bearing yan natin sa ngayon? So that pero ang PBL and social studies is important. Number one is to create a question for students and answer their project. For example po dito, you will create a question regarding on how to solve problems that affects our country. This teacher must give projects to their students, and the students may done that project through role play, doing it individual or by group. Next one is to give students time to make research. Research about problem and solution as a teacher should provide scaffolds. And those scaffolds like lectures and videos from internet like that and so on and so forth. For the students have an idea on what their research is all about. The third one is have students organize and visualize their research. Of course, after the students will have their research, they will organize and visualize their research for know what their research is all about. And the fourth one is have students create the stories. Have students create their stories because they will share their experience during those past days that they are doing the research of the project given by their teachers. And last, the students share their projects. Of course, after the students create their research, they will share their projects to their school students and to teachers to know what they understand and what they learned from their projects or research. That's all.
Okay, so ayan sir, thank you. Pero may tanong kami. Yan, ito yung gusto ko eh. May tanong kami. Sa tingin mo, sino ba yung pwede nating gamitan ng ganitong uri ng strategy sa social studies? Okay? Kasi remember sa ating tawag ba dito? Ang learning system, okay? Meron tayong tawag ba diyan? Block system, hetero siguro or homogeneous, di ko lang alam. Pero regardless doon sa sa educational system, sa tingin mo, kanino ba dapat ito ituro? Okay? Sa mga advanced learner or sa mga emerging learners pa lang? Because we are talking here about grade 1 to 3, grade 4 to 6. Sa tingin mo, saan bagay na grade level gamitin ang project-based learning? Sa primary or sa intermediate? Yan. Sa tingin mo?
Para po sa akin, sa tingin ko po yung sa intermediate.
Yan.
Kasi po, they have enough knowledge na po and yung parang alam na nila yung kung paano yung mas mapagpapaganda yung project nila, ganun po. Kaya po, para po sa akin, it's for intermediate.
Okay, thank you. Yan, tama. Kasi medyo advanced na rin itong strategy na to. Anyway, sa as early as grade 4 to 6, may konting research work na rin ng elementary. So, pahirap yung pa-complex ang ginagawa ng mga estudyante natin ngayon. Sus ko, ang hirap na ng learning system ngayong araw. Last time, pag ganitong PBL ang ginagamit sa amin. So, ano lang ginagawa ninyo? Ano lang ginagawa ko? Nanonood ng ng video. Doon daw mag-research, di ba? So, yung ginagawa ng mga estudyante. Okay? And anyway, so, I hope we learned something about project-based learning. So, meron pa ba tayong i-impart, sir?
To know more about the project-based learning, here is Sheila May Jacobe po.
Okay. Hello, Ma'am Sheila May Jacobe. So, I think it's your turn now to further impart information to our viewers regarding project-based learning. Okay? So, it's your turn now, Ma'am.
So, good afternoon, everyone. I am Sheila May Jacobe, and I'm going to discuss all about the essential elements of project-based learning. Common core and other. So, the first element is challenging problem or questions. A good PBL begins with a meaningful, authentic problem to solve or questions to answer. An engaging problem or questions makes learning more meaningful for students. They are not just gaining knowledge to remember it. They are learning because they have real need to know something. So they can use this knowledge to solve a problem or answer questions that matters to them. The problem and questions should challenge a student without being intermediating. So we must give a meaningful problem or questions na appropriate sa level ng IQ ng students natin. So let's say for example, nagbigay tayo ng questions or projects sa grade 7 all about sa pang-college na questions na. So hindi yun appropriate para sa kanila, hindi nila yun masasagot. And the next one is the sustained inquiry. It's the key to enabling students to chart their own course to the challenging problem. To inquire is to see information or investigate. Sabi nga ni Sir kanina, kung mag-i-inquire ka, kailangan magtanong ka. And next, in PBL inquiry, it is an interactive when confronted with a challenging problem or questions. Students ask questions, find resources to help answers them, then ask deeper questions, and the process repeats until satisfactory solutions or answer is developed. So after natin magbigay ng questions, dapat yung questions natin is ma-open up yung curiosity ng students para ma-resolve nila yung project na gagawin nila. And the third one is authenticity. PBL in a real-world context, it utilizes a real-world questions or macro issue. So, authenticity. Pag sinabi natin authentic, meaning real or genuine. However, in education, it has to do with how real-world and learning tasks. Authenticity increases student motivation, and learning a project can be authentic in several ways, open and combination. It can have authentic context, such as when solved problems, like those faced by people in the world outside of the school. For example, entrepreneurs developing a business plan. So pag sinabi natin authenticity, since PBL is a project-based learning, we must give them a project about the real-world context. So yung mga bata ngayon, hindi na sila nakokontento sa mga spoon-feeding na pagtuturo, yung salita lang ng salita yung mga teacher sa unahan.
Okay.
More on experiment and student-centered. This sustained inquiry is more on experiences na it is more on experimenting, more on real world, para mas ma-adapt nila ang lesson na gusto natin i-discuss sa kanila. So, yung experiences na yon, it will impact the students' interests and issues in their lives. Hindi lang dapat nila matututunan yung subject, instead, dapat magamit nila ito for long life learning. And the fourth one is, sir, next po, voice and choice by students. A good will enable students' choice and voice about the type of products groups create, how they work, how time is managed, and what resources are utilized. So from the word itself, voice and choice, may kakayahan tayo ditong pumili. Tapos, for example, yung teacher ngayon natin, bago sila magbigay ng project, tinatanong nila tayo, may mga ideas ba kayo? May mga opinion, ganon. So in this type of in these elements of PBL, hahayaan natin yung mga students na magbigay ng suggestions or ideas about a certain project or questions. So dito kailangan magbigay ng suggestions yung mga students in order for us to function their project, sir.
Okay.
And number 5 is reflection.
Ano yan? Yung kanta?
Hindi po, sir.
Ay, reflection.
Reflection. Next po, sir, di ko pa nakikita.
Alin, eh, nababasa mo?
Hindi po, sir. Maliit po, sir.
Okay. Ayan, So, ako na magbasa? Nababasa mo na?
Hindi po.
Ay, di mabasa. Ayan, so, reflection. Okay, so the
Reflection.
PBL.
The PBL should provide opportunities for students to reflect on what is being learned, but how it is being learned. So dito, according to John Dewey, whose ideas continue to inform our thinking about PBL, wrote, "We do not learn from experience. We learn from reflecting and experience. Throughout the project, students and teachers should reflect what they learning, how they learning, and why they're learning. Reflection can occur informally as part of classroom culture and dialogue." So dito, malalaman natin yung experiences na na-encounter ng students during sa paggawa nila ng project. Tapos kung paano nila isosolve yung problem na na-encounter nila. And lastly, the critique and revision. It includes processes of peer feedbacks is important in order to promote constant revision and improvements. This will involve the critical comments wherein na may improve natin yung mga work natin. At makakatulong din ang critic na ito para mabago at maribisa natin yung mga ginawa natin para maging epektibo at maging kapaki-pakinabang rather. And lastly is public product. On its most simple level, a public product takes the results of PBL outside the classroom. So for me, sir, yung pagkakaintindi ko ng public product, for example, gumawa tayo ng thesis, tapos may panelist, bibigyan tayo ng another critic kung paano natin i-revise. Then after nun, pag na-revise na natin, pwede natin yun, makakatulong tayo into public. Pwede din magamit ng classroom, pwede din magamit ng community.
Yes po, exactly. Yun po yung tinatawag natin public product. The output of the project-based learning strategy will also an important product, or let's say an information that can be used by the public or can be a solution to a problem in the society. Tama. So yun yung ibig sabihin ng public product dito. Okay, so tama yung interpretation mo, ma'am. Okay, that's good.
Thank you po, sir.
Okay? So ayan, so napakalinaw po ng explanation ng ating ang last discussion, which is si Ma'am Sheila May Jacob. Thank you very much, ma'am. At sino ang susunod nating discussion? Okay? Yung panghuli natin discussion. Ikaw pa ba? Okay, sino yung susunod natin? Okay, si Mr. Carino. Thank you very much, ma'am. Okay, hello, Sir Carino. No, da ikabrad kayo na. No, da na naman kayo na. Kinabahan kami na wala ka bigla eh. Okay, so it's your turn now, sir. Okay, so let's proceed now po sa ating...
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Daryl N. Carino from BL2A, and I am assigned to discuss to you about the important elements considered in project-based learning, the benefits of project-based learning, and the effectivity of project-based learning in education. First, in the important elements to consider in project-based learning, there are 8 important elements to consider. The first one is the significant content, where you outline your learning goals and objectives. Next is the public presentation, putting learning into a larger audience. Next is the reflection or the revision, self-reflecting that drives students continue improving. Next is the in-depth inquiry and innovation, finding answers to some questions that may evolve in their research. The 21st century skills. When we speak about 21st century skills, it is the culture awareness, critical thinking, technological literate, and media literate. Next, the voice and choice by students. When the teacher give us an activity, the teacher give the students an option to what strategy they will use in order for them to express their ideas and opinion. Next is the driving question, raising interesting question to arouse the interest of the students. The last one is a need to know. creating a hook to get the attention of the students. Next, sir. So after I discussed to you about the important elements to consider in project-based learning, the question here is, does this project requires innovation and critical thinking skills? Yes, because project-based learning engage students in real-world problem or in a real-world situations, so students must be innovative and must be a critical thinker. Next is, does this project include information media and technological skills? Of course. And the last one, does this project involve life and career skills? Yes, because yung lahat ng matututunan natin gamit yung project-based learning method is magagamit natin siya for future purposes, lalong-lalo na sa future career natin.
Tama. I agree.
Next.
Okay.
So what are the benefits of project-based learning? We have 4 benefits of project-based learning, and these are the engagement, teach and assess multiple skills, the differentiation, and the accountability. Next, sir. The first one is engagement. The students are more likely to be engaged in their schooling when they feel autonomy over their own learning. When we speak of autonomy, this means that a person or a student is working individually or separately from others. Meaning, sir, through project-based learning, teachers are able to engage students in collaborative learning experience. So the engagement also allows students to be drivers of their own learning.
Okay, tama. Pero tandaan niyo, this is a first challenge for teachers right now kasi isa sa napakahirap na gawin ng isang teacher is kung paano i-develop ang collaborative skill ng estudyante. Tulad nyo. Pag may activity. Di ba? Siguro sa 10 estudyante, 2 dyan, walang pakialam. Uncollaborative individuals. So, di mawawala. That's why, dito pa lang sa first ang activity ito, which is engagement, dapat yung teacher is magaling na siyang mag-facilitate. Kaya ang tawag nga sa atin sa 21st century, ang educational system, hindi na teachers. Tayo ay tinatawag na, tawag ba dito? Tayo tinatawag na facilitators. Okay? Ayan.
Wait lang po.
Ayan. So, nawala na naman si Ayan na, nakabalik na ba siya? Ayan, nawala yung screen niya. Okay, anyway, so let's proceed na po. Number 2.
Okay, nandiyan na ba ako? Yan.
Opo, nandiyan ka palagi. Nandiyan ka palagi. Hindi ka namin iiwan. Sige po, sir. Let's proceed.
Yung load ko.
Sige. Okay.
Next. Teach and assess multiple skills. Teacher have multiple assessment opportunities to test different skills. So, through project-based learning, teachers are able to teach and assess the multiple skills of every student. So, teachers have different options in order for him or her to assess the individual learning competency of every student.
Okay.
Next. The next is the differentiation. Students with various learning styles and differences are accommodated. So PBL showcases a broad range of capabilities. So pinag-scope ng project-based learning is a wide range of capabilities. Kaya niyang i-accommodate kahit yung mga students na may magkakaibang skills and abilities sa loob ng isang classroom. So next po, sir.
Okay, ayan na.
Next, and the last one is the accountability. When we speak about accountability, this means that a person is being accountable for every action he do and for every decision he make. So students take greater responsibility for their own learning. That is the accountability.
Okay.
And the last benefits of project-based learning. Next po. So after I discuss to you the following benefits of project-based learning, do you find PBL or project-based learning effective? Yes, of course. It's stated that PBL has been proven to be effective in the classroom. So napatunayan siya. Many reports globally have been published encouraging educators to use PBL approach to deepen and enrich their student learning. So, yung project-based learning is maraming nag-i-encourage na gamitin ng mga teacher dahil napatunayan nga it is very effective when it comes to teaching or educating students. So, the project-based learning also used to deepen and enrich the students' learning. That is why project-based learning is considered as an effective method in teaching. Accordingly to education researcher Sylvia Chard, one of the major advantages of project work is that it makes school more like real life. So when we use project-based learning, we bring every students in a real world na nandun sila para mag-explore and mag-discover ng mga bagay para ma-enhance yung kanilang mga individual skills and abilities.
Okay. So, kaya bagay na bagay ang PBL sa subject ng social studies. Kasi, we better learn our society if we belong or let's say live with it. Diba? So, sabi nga ni Jean-Jacques Rousseau, na sa kanyang libro na Social Contract, hindi ka pwedeng umalis sa society mo dahil kabit palagi tayo sa ating society. So tama yung sabi ni Silva Chart that one of the major advantage of this PBL or the project work method is that it makes school more like real life. Tama. Kaya nga bagay na bagay ang PBL sa social studies or teaching aralin panlipunan. Okay? So let's proceed na po. Tapusin na natin to.
So, please take note that the benefits of project-based learning is endless. Why? Because it allows authentic assessment, promotes lifelong learning, means panghabang buhay, and prepares students to develop for a highly technological society. And of course, PBL allows students to learn by doing from language to data science and to history. So makikita dito na yung project-based learning scope wide range of capabilities po.
Ayun.
That would be our thank you.
Ayos. So may tanong lang ako kay Sir Daryl, no? Na-experience na ba ninyo ang PBL during your elementary and high school days? Yan ang tanong ko. Okay?
Yes po sir, nung grade 5 po.
Okay. So anong ginawa ng teacher ninyo sa inyo? Anong pinagawa sa inyo?
Na project po sir, then sa po, may isa pong concept po. Pipili po kami ng creative way kung paano namin i-express yung about dun sa concept na binigay niya po. Okay. Halimbawa po through poem, through role play, mga ganun po, or drawing, slogan, mga ganun po.
So in short, ang tanong sa inyo ditong lahat is PBL an experiential strategy? Yes or no?
Yes po, sir.
Yes po.
Yes or no? Yes. Tama, no? Because from the very word itself, it's project-based. First of all, you're engaging the students how to be creative. Because the very first idea of this strategy is that you make the students become aware of their society. What is the problem of the society? So ano ba yung pwede naming itulong? Ano ba sa tingin niyo ang pwedeng itulong ng mga estudyante ninyo sa society? So doon pa lang, okay? Sa pinaka-purpose ng tawag ba dito, ng strategy ito, nabibigyan mo na ng karapatan yung estudyante na tumulong sa society. So, supposedly, sa tingin ninyo, maganda ba ito right now na gamitin ng ating mga guro ngayon sa panahon ng pandemya? Sa tingin ninyo?
Yes po, sir.
Okay. Yes na yes. So remember, so ang solusyon sa problema natin ngayon ay hindi lang mga haka-haka, kundi researches. Tama ba ako? So pananaliksik. So this is always an activity that is very related to the society. Siyempre ang tao nasa lipunan, so sa ginagalawan natin, so importante na mapag-aralan kung paano natin mabibigyan ng solusyon, or let's say at least konting information na pwede sa ating ibahagi para maiwasan natin mahawa sa virus, mapanatili natin na maganda at malinis ang ating kapaligiran. So yun ay isang uri ng impormasyon na manggagaling lamang sa pananaliksik or gamit itong uri ng strategy nito, which is project-based learning. So agree ba kayo doon, ating mga discussant? Okay.
Sir.
Okay. So, ngayon, mapapansin ninyo, hindi tayo tawag ba dyan? Hindi tayo face-to-face. Tama? So, hindi tayo makapag face-to-face. Puro lang tayo ngayon Google Meet or online learning or distant learning. So, sa tingin ninyo, pwede bang i-incorporate ang PBL sa distant learning? Yan ang magandang tanong. For you, Sir Paul, pwede ba nating gamitin or let's say, pagsamahin yung strategy online learning with PBL sa tingin mo? Bilang estudyante.
I think yes po, sir. Kasi mas mapapalalim yung pag-iisip natin kung paano ba natin masusolusyonan ng isang problema kahit na meron tayong dinaranas na pandemya po. Parang ganun po, sir. Okay.
So, nakakapagpatalas ng yan. Siyempre kasi, imagine mo kung kayo yung magiging ang tawag ba dito, proponent ng isang tawag ba dito, seminar, or let's say a product-based assessment, kung ano yung pwedeng gamitin or pangtulong sa isang lugar. So, di ba nakaka-proud sa sarili na ikaw ay isa sa mga proponent at nakatulong sa society. Okay? So, how about you, Miss Jacobe? Ma'am, sa tingin mo, pwede ba natin incorporate yung PBL sa
yes,
strategy?
Sir.
Okay.
Yes na yes.
Oo. Sa tingin mo, paano siguro?
Kasi po baga sir ngayon, online class tayo, more on technology tayo. Tapos, nasa 21st na tayo yung mga estudyante, more on creativity na sila kasi naboboard sila sa school na puro nga salita lang, more on teacher-centered. Ngayon, kung nag-online class tayo, pandemic, more on student-centered.
Nga
tapos
naman,
naipapakita nila yung knowledge nila through different ways po.
Opo. Tama. Oo. Kasi nga, kung isipin ninyo, sino nagsalita dito ng napakadami? Sino nag-impart dito ng napakadaming information? Alangan naman ako, host lang ako. Siyempre, kayo. Tama. Okay. So, tanungin natin si Sir Carino. Sa tingin mo, sir, relate o relative ba ang PBL sa online learning? What do you say?
Yes po, sir. Kasi po ngayong online class po, medyo nag-struggle po yung mga estudyante. So, kailangan po yung way of teaching po natin is maganda din para maganda din yung feedback ng mga students, yung para ma-enhance din yung pagiging creative nila and ma-showcase nila yung kanya-kanya nilang ability. Kahit online learning po yung nagaganap po.
So, ayan. So, maraming salamat sa inyong tatlo. Ate, my dear, student discussants. Kung wala sa inyo, hindi tayo makakapag-proceed. Ang problema lang, di natin nakasama yung tatlo nating kasi technical issue na naman po yung nangyari. But anyway, thank you very much po sa inyong tatlo. I hope mga learners natin na-enjoy ninyo at natutunan ninyo kahit papaano kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng project-based method. Okay, so yan. So, ladies and gentlemen, dito na po nagtatapos ang ating live talk or course live stream sa klase natin ngayon, which is teaching araling panlipunan or teaching social studies for elementary grade. Okay, once again, I would like to congratulate Sir John Paul Nueva. Any last word? Pababati ka ulit.
So ayun, shout out to all BF2A na nanonood sa amin. At syempre, magpapasalamat ako sa APEC, hindi nag-brand out. Yay! So ayun, thank you so much. Sana maraming natutunan po kayo sa amin. Thank you, Mwa. I love you all.
Okay, thank you, sir. And Ma'am Kobe. Okay.
Ayun, sana po may natutunan kayo sa topic namin. Tapos, i-adapt ninyo po. Yun lang. Thank you.
Okay. And as pangulat ng discussion, hello, Sir Carino. Ano masasabi mo? Parang nawala ka na siguro sa ere. Okay. So, may gusto ka pang batiin bago tayo magtapos sa ating segment ngayon? Wala na siyang gusto batiin. Kaya parang nawawala na si Sir Carino. Anyway, maraming salamat ulit sa inyo, Sir John Paul Nueva, Ma'am Sheila Mayacobe, and Sir Daryl Carino. Thank you very much po sa inyong lahat. And remember, in this time of pandemic, mag-iwan ulit ako ng isang katagang para tumalino, ti adet, padmapaknet. Yun lang po. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, and maraming salamat po sa inyong participation. Good luck. This is Seiji Kasensai, and keep safe, everyone. God bless us all. Thank you very much po. Bye-bye.
Po, sir. Pa-shoutout po sa online chismis.
Nag-shoutout po. Okay. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Goodbye and have a good day.
Thank you. Oh, congrats!